beat. Playful music starts and fades to background. Hey, cat mums and cat dads! Does this sound familiar? You spend a small fortune on a magnificent, multi-level scratching palace. You present it to your furry overlord, expecting purrs of gratitude. And what do? They sniff it once, and then immediately go sharpen their claws on the arm of your brand new sofa. Or even better, they just fall in love with the cardboard box it came in. Do you ever look at them and think, are you doing this just to spite me? Is your programming broken? Well, I promise you your cat isn't broken, and they're probably not a tiny furry villain plotting your demise. They're just speaking a language you don't understand. Yet, today, we are cracking the feline code. We're going to reveal the secrets to choosing a scratching post your cat will actually be obsessed with. So grab your notebook and down in the comments, tell me the name of your little furniture destroyer. So, first things first, why do these little fluff balls have such a deep, primal need to shred things to oblivion? It's not because they hate your decor, I swear. It's all about instinct. In the wild, scratching is a cat's version of updating their social media profile. They have scent glands in their paws, so when they scratch, they're leaving a message that says, "Mittens was here. This is my turf." It's also the perfect way for them to get a full body stretch, like a morning yoga session, which feels amazing for their muscles and spine. And of course, it's their personal manicure session. Scratching helps them shed the dead outer layer of their claws, keeping their murder mittens sharp and ready for, well, mostly for batting at that dust bunny under the fridge. So when you see them scratching, don't think destruction. Think communication, exercise, and self-care. All right, let's dive into the most important, non-negotiable rule of Scratching Post Club. Rule number 1 is stability. I'm talking rock solid, won't budge in a hurricane stability. Think about it from their perspective. Your cat is a tiny, four-legged athlete. When they rear up to get a really satisfying scratch, they are putting their entire body weight and force into that motion. If the post wobbles, sways, or even tips slightly, it's like an earthquake. It sends a signal to their survival brain that says, abort, mission. This thing is a trap. A single bad experience with a wobbly post can make a cat distrust all scratches forever, sending them right back to the one thing in the room they know is stable, your couch. So when you're in the store, give it the wobble test. Push on it. Hard. If it feels flimsy, walk away. A wide, heavy base is your absolute best friend. Don't cheap out on the foundation, because a confident cat is a cat that uses the scratching post. Next up, let's talk about a big mistake many people make. Height. Size really does matter here, cat parents. A short, stubby scratching post is a deep and personal insult to a cat. Remember how we said, scratching is also about stretching. A cat needs to be able to extend their body to its full, glorious length, from their little toe beans all the way up their back. This is a crucial part of the experience for them. A post that's too short forces them into an awkward crouch position, which is just not satisfying. The ideal vertical post should be at least 1.5 times the length of your cat when they're fully stretched out. For most adult cats, this means you should be looking for something that is at least 32 inches or about 80 centimetres tall. This allows them to get that deep, spine-aligning stretch they crave. Think of it as buying a bed. You wouldn't buy one that your feet hang off of, would you? Don't do that to your cat. Give them the skyscraper, not the bungalow. Now for the juicy stuff. Materials. This is where cat opinions get really specific. The undisputed heavyweight champion of scratching materials is sisal rope. Not sisal fabric, but the thick, tightly wound rope. Why is it the gold standard? Because its rough, shreddable texture is incredibly satisfying for a cat's claws. It mimics the feel of tree bark, which is what their wild ancestors used for their manicure needs. It provides excellent resistance, allowing them to really dig their claws in and get a good pull. This stuff is also incredibly durable. A well-made sisal rope post can withstand months or even years, of daily assaults from the sharpest of murder mittens. When you see a post wrapped in thick sisal rope, you know you're looking at a premium scratching experience. It's the difference between a flimsy piece of paper and a thick, satisfying piece of cardboard to rip. Your cat will appreciate the quality. Let's talk about the people's champion, the affordable addiction, the reason your floor is always covered in tiny brown bits: cardboard. Cats go absolutely bonkers for corrugated cardboard scratchers, and for good reason. They are cheap, they come in a million different shapes and sizes, and they offer a unique shredding experience that many cats find irresistible. The sound and feel of their claws tearing through the layers is pure bliss for them. These are fantastic options, especially if you have a cat who prefers to scratch horizontally on the floor. The downside? They are messy, very messy. You will be sweeping up cardboard confetti for the rest of your days. They also don't last very long, so you have to replace them regularly. Think of cardboard as the fast food of scratching posts. It's cheap, it's satisfying in the moment, but it's not the most durable or tidy long-term solution. But hey, if it saves your rug, who are we to judge? Okay, it's time for a controversial opinion. Let's talk about the great deceiver of the scratching post world: carpet. You see them everywhere. Cat trees and posts covered in that soft, plush carpeting that matches your living room rug. It seems like a good idea, right? Wrong. In the world of cat psychology, this is a very, very bad idea. Here's why. Covering a scratching post in carpet sends a massively confusing message to your cat. You are essentially telling them, hey, it is totally okay to dig your claws into this carpet material, but not the identical carpet material that's covering the entire floor 5 inches away, and definitely not the carpet on the stairs. A cat cannot distinguish between good carpet to scratch and bad carpet to scratch. You are teaching them a bad habit. You are blurring the lines and setting them up for failure. Always choose a material for the post that is distinct from the other textures in your home. Save yourself the headache and just say no to carpeted posts. For the more sophisticated nature-loving feline, there are other materials to consider, like wood and natural bark. Some cats, especially those who have spent time outdoors, absolutely love the feeling of real wood under their claws. You can find scratching posts made from natural wood logs or posts wrapped in bark. These are fantastic because they most closely mimic a cat's natural scratching environment, a tree. They are also incredibly durable and can look quite beautiful and rustic in your home. Other options include seagrass or cork, which offer different textures for your cat to explore. The key is to observe your cat. Do they try to scratch at your wooden table legs? They might be a candidate for a wood scratcher. Variety is the spice of life, and sometimes offering a few different materials can help you discover your cat's true preference. It's all about giving your little hunter a taste of the wild indoors. Now that we've covered materials, let's talk shape and orientation. The most common type you'll see is the classic vertical post. This is the OG, the standard, the one most people think of. And for most cats, it's a huge hit. The vertical post is perfect for getting that full body stretch we talked about. It allows them to stand up on their hind legs, extend their spine, and really dig in, toning their shoulder and back muscles. This is the kitty equivalent of going to the gym and using the lat pull-down machine. A simple, sturdy, tall, sisal-wrapped vertical post is often the perfect starting point. If you're not sure what your cat likes, it fulfills their primary stretching and marking needs in a very straightforward way. It's an elegant, no-nonsense solution to a fundamental feline need. You can't go wrong with a classic. But wait, not all cats are vertical scratchers. Some cats are floor people. These are the cats who ignore your tall, majestic post and instead go to town on your favourite area rug. For these little ground dwellers, a horizontal scratcher is the answer to your prayers. These are typically flat pads, often made of cardboard or sisal mat, that lie directly on the floor. Some cats simply prefer the angle and the stability of scratching on a flat surface. It allows them to put their full weight over their paws and really shred with gusto. If you have a cat that is constantly scratching your carpets or the doormat, introducing a horizontal scratcher can be a total game changer. It gives them a yes zone right next to the no zone. It's about meeting them where they are, literally. Some cats are climbers, some are loungers, and you might just have a horizontal shredder on your hands. What if your cat is a little bit of both? What if they're indecisive? For the cat who wants it all, I present the incline or ramp scratcher. This is the brilliant hybrid, the best of both worlds. These scratchers are set at an angle, usually between 30 and 60 degrees, offering a different kind of stretching experience. The incline allows the cat to scratch while stretching upwards and forwards, which works different muscles and can be extremely satisfying for them. Many cats who are hesitant about a fully vertical post will happily use an angled one. These often come in the form of cardboard ramps which are lightweight and can be moved around the house easily. It's a great way to add variety to their scratching options and can be particularly appealing for older cats who might not want to stretch all the way up a tall post, or for kittens who are just learning the ropes. It's the perfect compromise in the great vertical versus horizontal debate. And then there's the final boss of scratching solutions, the multifunctional cat tree, or cat condo. This is the dream, the ultimate cat mansion. These structures are more than just a scratching post. They are an entire environmental enrichment centre. A good cat tree will combine multiple scratching surfaces, like sisal-wrapped posts, with platforms for climbing, perches for surveying their kingdom, and cosy cubbies for napping. This taps into so many of a cat's natural instincts at once: the need to scratch, the need to climb, the need to be up high, and the need to hide. It becomes a central hub for your cat's life. If you have the space and the budget, investing in a quality cat tree is one of the best things you can do for your indoor cat's happiness. It gives them a place that is entirely their own, where all their favourite activities are in one convenient, human furniture-saving location. Okay team, listen up, because this next tip is a game changer. You can have the most perfect, most expensive, most cat-approved scratching post in the world, but if you put it in the wrong place, it will be completely ignored. So let's talk about placement. The number one mistake people make is hiding the scratching post in a back room or in the basement because they think it's ugly. Remember when we said scratching is a communication tool? It's a social activity. Your cat wants to leave their mark where everyone can see it. They want their "I was here" sign to be right in the middle of the action. So, the best place for a scratching post is in a high-traffic area of your home. Place it in the living room, near a main hallway, or wherever the family spends the most time. They want to scratch and mark their territory in the social hub of the house, not in lonely isolation. Here's another prime real estate location for a scratching post, right next to your cat's favourite napping spot. Have you ever noticed what you do first thing in the morning? You yawn, you stretch your arms over your head, and you get your body moving. Cats do the exact same thing. A post-nap stretch and scratch session is a deeply ingrained ritual for them. It helps them wake up their muscles and get ready for the day, or, for their next nap. By placing a scratching post right next to their bed, a sunny windowsill, or their spot on the cat tree, you are making it incredibly convenient for them to engage in this natural behaviour. You're putting the perfect tool right where they need it, exactly when they need it most. It's like putting a coffee maker next to your own bed. It's just smart planning that caters to a natural instinct. This might sound counterintuitive, but one of the most effective placement strategies is to put the new, amazing scratching post right next to the scene of the crime. That's right. If your cat has been methodically destroying the corner of your sofa, put the post right there, blocking that corner. This isn't a punishment, it's a redirection. You're not just saying, "No, don't scratch that." You're immediately offering a much better alternative by saying, "No, don't scratch that. Scratch this instead." This makes it very easy for your cat to make the right choice. They go to their usual spot with the intention to scratch, and boom, there's this fantastic sisal-covered object that feels way better than upholstery. Once your cat is consistently using the post in that location for a few weeks, you can slowly, inch by inch, day by day, move it to a more desirable location nearby. It's a brilliant bait and switch. So, how many scratching posts does one cat actually need? Is one enough? The answer, according to many cat behaviour experts, can be found with a simple formula, the N+1 rule. That means you should have one scratching post for every cat in your household, plus one extra. So if you have one cat, you should ideally have 2 posts. If you have 3 cats, you should aim for 4 posts. Why? Because cats are territorial and they don't always like to share their stuff. Having multiple posts in different locations around the house prevents competition and ensures that every cat has access to their own personal marking station. It also allows you to offer a variety of scratching experiences, maybe a tall vertical post in the living room, a horizontal cardboard scratcher in the bedroom, and an incline scratcher near the window. More options equals a happier cat and safer furniture. You've bought the perfect post, you've put it in the perfect spot, and your cat is still giving it the cold shoulder. What now? It's time to bring out the secret weapon, catnip. Yes, the oldest trick in the book. For the 70–80% of cats who respond to it, catnip can be a powerful attractant. Sprinkle some dried catnip on the base and rub it all over the post. You can also use a concentrated catnip spray. This will lure your cat over to investigate. As they roll around in the catnip and enjoy themselves, they will naturally start to dig their claws into the post material, creating a positive association. They will begin to think, "Hey, this tall thing is where the magic dust appears. I love this thing." It's a simple, harmless way to break the ice and encourage that first crucial interaction. Just be prepared for about 15 minutes of hilarious loopy cat antics afterward. Beyond catnip, the most powerful tool you have for training your cat is positive reinforcement. Cats do not respond to punishment, but they absolutely respond to praise and rewards. You need to catch them in the act of doing something right. The moment you see your cat using the scratching post, even for a second, shower them with affection. Use a happy, excited voice and say, "Good job! What a good kitty!" Immediately follow up with something they love, like their favourite treat, a little bit of wet food, or a fun play session with their favourite wand toy. By doing this consistently, you are teaching them that scratching the post equals amazing things happen to me. They will quickly learn to repeat the behaviour to get the reward. It turns the scratching post into a vending machine for treats and happiness. And what cat can resist that? Now for a very important point on what not to do. Please, please, please never punish your cat for scratching the furniture. This means no shouting, no clapping your hands, no spraying them with a water bottle, and absolutely never ever physically grabbing them and forcing their paws onto the scratching post. From a cat's perspective, this is terrifying. They don't understand that you're mad about the sofa. They just understand that when they are near you, scary things happen. This will only damage your bond and make them anxious and afraid of you. Forcing their paws onto the post is even worse. It creates a negative, scary association with the very object you want them to love. Punishment doesn't work. It only teaches your cat to be afraid of you and to scratch your furniture when you're not looking. Stick to redirection and positive reinforcement. It's the only way that truly works. A scratching post doesn't last forever. It's a consumable item, designed to be destroyed. So, how do you know when it's time to get a new one? The most obvious sign is that it's completely shredded to oblivion. If the sisal rope is hanging off in tatters, or the cardboard is just a pile of dust, it's time for a replacement. A worn-out post no longer provides the resistance and satisfaction your cat needs. Another sign is instability. Over time, the base can loosen, and the post might start to wobble. As we know, a wobbly post is a useless post. Pay attention to your cat's behaviour. If they used to love their post, but are now starting to avoid it and scratch elsewhere, it might be a sign that the post is past its prime. Don't think of it as a failure. Think of it as a success. A destroyed scratching post is a post that has done its job and saved your furniture countless times. It deserves a hero's farewell. Are you a crafty cat parent on a budget? Great news! You don't have to spend a fortune to make your cat happy. You can easily make a fantastic DIY scratching post. The simplest version is to get a solid wood plank, or post. Untreated pine is a great choice. And wrap it tightly with natural sisal rope. You can buy spools of sisal rope at any hardware store. Just use non-toxic glue or staples, making sure the staples are hammered in flat so they don't snag any claws, to secure the rope as you wind it. Attach it to a heavy, wide piece of plywood for a stable base, and voila! You have a custom, super sturdy scratching post. You can also collect sturdy cardboard boxes, cut them into strips, and stack them inside a wooden frame to create a DIY horizontal scratcher. Your cat won't care if it's store-bought or homemade. They only care if it meets their scratching needs. Plus, you get bragging rights. Finally, remember the personality factor. Every cat is a unique little weirdo, and what works for one might not work for another. It's all about observing your cat's individual quirks and preferences. Do you have a tree dweller who loves to climb and be up high? A tall cat tree is a must. Do you have a bush dweller who prefers to stay low to the ground and hide? They might love a horizontal scratcher that doubles as a lounge or a scratching post with a cubby at the base. Pay attention to what they try to scratch already. Are they drawn to the vertical corners of the sofa or the flat surface of the rug? This will give you huge clues about whether they prefer a vertical, horizontal, or angled surface. Choosing a scratching post isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. It's about being a detective and finding the perfect solution that caters to your cat's specific, adorable, and sometimes baffling personality. So there you have it. The secret language of the scratching post is unlocked. It all comes down to thinking like a cat. Give them something tall, super stable, covered in a satisfying material like sisal, and put it right in the middle of your home where they can show it off. By providing the right tools in the right places, you can channel their inner tiger away from your furniture and onto something they'll truly love. Yes, they might still occasionally knock a glass off the counter just to watch it fall, but at least your sofa will be safe, because at the end of the day, we adore these little chaos gremlins, shredded furniture and all. If this video helped you crack your cat's code, do me a huge favour and hit that like button. Subscribe for more cat-tastic content and share this with a friend whose couch is currently crying for help. And for my final question, what is the absolute weirdest thing your cat has ever decided is the perfect scratching post? Let me know in the comments below.